Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are going to be planting the first super petunias in our Proven Winners signature garden. Jerry and I are working here together today with our furry sidekick Brenna, and we are going to be planting two different varieties of super petunias. And as you can see, Jerry behind me, he is going ahead and trimming the sprinter boxwoods because that needs to be done before we put the petunias in the ground. So let me show you what we're going to be planting here in the 2 entry raised beds. We have got one of my absolute favorites, the most gorgeous yellow petunia I've ever seen in my life. It is right here below me. We have got the Super Petunia Saffron Finch. Y'all, look at that gorgeous, sweet, pure yellow petunia. It is fabulous. So we have got about 164 of these roughly, and they are going to go here along the front side of both of these raised beds. Last year, if you remember, we did Super Petunia Vista Jazzberry. It was stunning, and so we are going for that same look this year, but a different color with the Super Petunia Saffron Finch. So what we will do is obviously divide it in half and put half on each side. Now, Jerry is going through and trimming up the sprinter boxwoods. So we have the sprinters here. This is the first time that we have pruned them in the signature garden. They have been here not even quite 18 months. So we planted them in like November of 23. Last spring, we didn't need to prune them, and so this year we do. We adore sprinters. This is what we have on our back patio, and sprinters get their name because they are a fast grower, and they have hit their time where they are growing. So you can see, because they've grown so much and we've had so much rain, that you have all this top growth right here, and it is floppy. So this is when we come in. We prune these one time a year, and he is shaping them up. So he went down the front and got the fronts all nice and straight, and now he's going through and taking off the top. This is really, again, literally the only time that we have to prune these sprinter boxwoods, and so that is what we're doing now. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and prune the boxwoods before we plant a ton of petunias in the front, and then you're stepping over them and all of that. So we're going to trim them, clean it all up, and then we can plant the saffron finch here. Now, the other space that we are going to plant our petunias is around the base of the fountain. So we got the fountain up and running this past weekend. So she is happy and squirting and doing really well. When we plant, we will obviously turn that fountain off so we do not get soaking wet. So the fountain is going. What we're going to plant completely, we're going to fill in this bed with only one petunia, and that is going to be the new Super Petunia Tiara Pink. So Tiara Pink is a beautiful new tiara that has more of that either white or very pale pink eye, and then as it comes out, it turns into a nice darker pink. So this is what we're going to put here. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, full disclosure, because that's what we do around here. We keep it real with you. Of course, we grow all of these plants ourselves, and we were obviously planning on having the Tiara Pink here, and so we do not use very many growth regulators here at Creekside Nursery. A growth regulator is a chemical that you put on a plant to control how much growth you have. And so different plants, even within the same family, so petunias, different super petunias will have different growing habits, right? So we're finding that the Tiara Pink, she's a little wild. She can get a little crazy. So let me show you, for example, what I'm talking about here. And I hear we have a tractor trailer coming, so that's lovely. So see, this is what we call, it is leggy, it is long. Yes, you've got flowers and buds on it, but it is long and leggy. So what I am going to do, probably before we plant them, is I'm going to go ahead and pinch them back, prune them. So if you have a plant like that, then do not be afraid to go ahead and prune it. you can absolutely go ahead and pinch it back. Once it gets in the ground, it's much, much more controlled. But in a greenhouse, when they're this close together, they tend to wrap around each other. Like I said, we have a 18-wheeler that just showed up. So we're gonna figure out who that is. I'm gonna put Brenna back in Johnny, and we'll take care of it. We'll see you here in just a second. Never a dull moment here at Creekside. My friends, today's project is complete. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We got it done, my friends. It was an ordeal for today. It's just a lot. You know, you're putting a lot of plants in the ground, and it is a lot. Thankfully, we had good help coming in and helping us get this done. So let's just kind of go through, look over at the projects again, the areas, the spaces, and then look at the plants in that space. First of all, fountain up and running. That just makes me so happy. We'll look at it closer when we go look at those tiaras. But it is up and running. Makes, like I said, makes me very happy. The saffron finches, they are in the ground. The sprinters have been pruned. They were, I think we waited too late to prune them, because if we had pruned these boxwoods the same time that I had pruned mine in the backyard, they would have done a lot better. They just got so much growth on them that they got really, really floppy, and they were hard for Jerry to prune. So I think what we're gonna do is let them flush back out, and then after the signature experience, which is the end of June, maybe we'll go back through and do another light shape to help keep them in that really nice tight form. So I think this was, one, yes, they're called sprinter, they grow really fast, but two, we should have pruned them earlier in the season that we did, but all things considered, they look so much nicer, neater, and tidier, and so we are grateful for that. The Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix went down, used that in bulk because this space, y'all, is always going to be annuals. And that's one thing that we always preach to you is wherever you have your annuals, just amend, 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 amend. So we came in here and put in a good amount of the bags of that Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix. It is great to go ahead and plant directly in. We need all the extra help we can get, and if you have great, happy, healthy soil, you're gonna have beautiful, happy, healthy plants. Went through, put the biotone down first, then came back through with the Proven Winners, that continuous release fertilizer. I like when we're doing these mass plantings, I like just to lay down all the fertilizer instead of having to do it per hole. It just moves faster in my opinion. So got that down, and then this side, I laid out all the plants, which I'm glad I laid the plants out before digging the holes because I realized I needed to put them a little bit closer together, and we did end up doing 3 rows. So it was nice to lay them out so I could kind of move them around, but it took a lot longer time to do it when you're digging them by hand. I just used my hori-hori and in they went. So we did do the 3 rows. They're basically, on the tag it says minimum spacing is 1 foot. It's probably right at 1 foot apart from each other. I mean, you know, give or take a couple of inches. And so they're about 1 foot apart, and then we window paned those 3 rows. Last year we only did 2 rows, but that was a vista. So jazzberry is a vista, a little bit more vigorous. And so we had the 3 rows of the saffron finch, but also is because I had allocated that number of petunias for this space. So when we got those and brought those in, we planned this back in the fall, and I had planned on having this number of them in there. So we have them, so let's use them. Let's make sure it makes a nice big impact because this is a display garden, signature garden. We have guests here all the time. The signature experience, again, coming in the end of June. We want this to be a big wow factor. And so if I have the plants, I'm going to use the plants. And going in the landscape, you can always put them in a little closer, and because they just have tons of room for those roots to grow. Then on this side, I had already decided on the other side, I was like, I'm gonna go grab the auger. So we used that Jenny's Edition 5-inch auger, and Jerry went through because we knew the spacing and how many were gonna go in here. He drilled, well, I put the fertilizer down first, then he drilled the holes, we came back through and put the plants in. It is not going to take long to see these sweet babies just absolutely flourish. They are going to be extremely happy. Now, this space is not on irrigation per se. We have irrigation drip line running at the base of the boxwoods, but there's no irrigation here. Last year, what we had to do with the jazzberries, because last year was the first year that we had the annuals in here, so for the first, I would say like 2 weeks, depending on your weather, we would have to water them, which is not so bad because we have a hose link right, I don't know where my finger's pointing, over here somewhere. It's an 82-foot one. It just barely misses going all the way to the very, very end. As Cece said, this is when we need that 100-foot hose link reel. So we need another 100-foot to put over here, so we have plenty of room to reach these. But that's really only for the first 2 weeks, or if we were to hit like a big drought, because getting the petunias in early makes a huge difference in getting those roots established. And then I'm sure, you know, with rain and then when the irrigation does come on, I'm sure some of it does trickle down, but you know, looking at the pictures from last year, Jazzberry was not thirsty and was very, very happy. So we are very happy with them as well. The alliums are coming along. It's so interesting to see how they're growing differently. But this is Globe Master going down between Little Lime Punch and the Sprinters. And so, yeah, we'll see how they do as well. And then, of course, coming along to the fountain, Cece, I asked Cece if she would be in charge of this, and she was happy to do it. And so got the petunias cut back. You can see I mean, she didn't like whack them back totally, but she did shape them up a little bit. And so just cleaned them up just a little bit. Again, kind of that same window pane in here. Put the biotone, the slow release fertilizer, all those things went in here. And then there you go. It will not be too long. And then this entire space is going to be absolutely filled with flowers. It is lovely to see the fountain up and running. Jerry got it up and running on Saturday, and so that is a lovely, lovely sight. The only thing we have left to do is the pipe right here that we use to fill the fountain. It clearly is still the white PVC. We need to get some spray paint and make that look a little less, well, what do you say? Inconspicuous? Make it inconspicuous, yes. So it's late, y'all. And I will also say, I don't know if you can see, but like it has all of a sudden turned into a very windy day. And we are blessed, of course, with loads and loads of hardwood trees. And the poplar trees right now are releasing all of their pollen. And it has been like all of us, our eyes, I don't know if y'all can see that blowing. Our eyes are like itchy and scratchy. We've been sneezing our heads off. So I'm pretty sure it is the poplars, but this is the time of year where if you come to the nursery and I am here, more than likely Jenny is going to have her hanky with her because, oh my gosh, I'm on 2 different allergy medicines, but still this time of year when the poplars hit, oh my gosh, is crazy. When I had my allergy testing years ago, it was the poplar trees that like blew up on me. So yay for that. We have like only, you know, a couple million gazillion poplar trees around here. But anyway, I digress. I do want to walk you over. I'm going to show you what was on the truck that came. But as we walk by, I want to give you a little update here on the little side garden where we put all of our plants that love it damp. Look at the pulmonaria. Look how beautiful. The hostas, the crested surf, everything is just coming along so nicely. I had a Charleston basket boy. He had a crack on his foot. And so a customer returned it like immediately right after she bought it. And so I was like, no problem. We'll put it in the garden. So I put some little mini hostas in there. There you go for that. But yeah, everything is doing well, coming back really nicely. I don't know if you can see, but there's 2 shrubs. They look like sticks. That's the vanilla spice. They're just late to break dormancy, but they have just the hint of little green leaves on them. So that is good for that. Our little hibiscuses are coming up. But yeah, everything is looking good. The Tokyo Tower we were looking at, very happy with how it is doing because we've got tons of new growth. And let's see if I can pull it down for you. We have our first bloom on it, and then there are buds galore. Let's see if I can do this without snapping anything. Look at that. I don't know, can you see all those buds? Like it goes all the way up the stem. So all of the stems have tons of different buds on them. So we're super excited about the Tokyo Tower. Gonna flush out in some flowers. I think what I'm gonna do there underneath it, I think I'm gonna put diamond frost or diamond snow. One of the euphorbias. I think it'll be really pretty there and kind of be a little wink and a nudge back to when it is in flower. All right, so you know the weather's turning when you get your first delivery, my friends, of the heart-to-heart caladiums. Yep, we got the first delivery of the heart-to-heart caladiums. So excited. We have lemon blush, which is one of my favorites for the shade. This one loves the shade. We've got, let's see, hot to trot. Hot to trot is a gorgeous red. And so let's see, we got snow flurry up here. This is going to be more for the shade. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All of these right now are quart size containers. We will get in the next delivery, we get the, I think it's an 8-inch pot. So we have, it is a whole selection, raspberry moon, white wonder, which is great for the sun, all sorts of different ones on here. So when you come to the nursery, Saturday would be a great day to come. Remember, we're gonna have all sorts of fun. We've got the drink truck is gonna be here with lattes and fun, like I say cocktails, they're not alcoholic, but like fun drinks. And then we have, of course, the adult Easter egg hunt where you can win prizes. And if you get the golden egg, that is going to be the grand prize. And then don't forget, also on Saturday, we have the giveaway for the green stalk vertical planter, but that's an in-store. So as long as you're in the store on Saturday and make a purchase, you'll be entered in to win that green stalk. It's over a $200 value. The folks at Green Stalk were sweet enough to come up with that idea and give it to us. So if you're gonna come to the nursery, come on Saturday. Get your caladiums, they will be here. Also, if you're not close by, right, of course, we run specials all the time online for all sorts of different kinds of things. So it's like your kids. One kid can't get jealous of another kid on their birthday. So if you're my online shoppers, don't get jealous about my in-store customers because you get specials that the in-store customers don't get and vice versa. So just be happy for the in-store customers. Your turn comes when we have different sales and that kind of stuff as well. However, both of you, whether you're in store or online, can have the opportunity to have the heart-to-heart caladiums because online we have, I think it's 10 different varieties of caladiums available. We're not shipping them yet because we're waiting for those temperatures to make sure that they're nice and warm. So we're going to wait a little bit till May. They're going to come to us just like this, and then we're going to send them to you. So if you order a caladium online, you're going to get a quart-sized container that looks like this. Let's see if I can get this out without doing any damage. So you're going to get a caladium, heart to heart. Look at those beautiful roots popping out. Sent to you. So you can go ahead and put it out in your garden as long as your temperatures are appropriate. You're not buying corms, you're buying the sprouted plant, which is amazing. So just when you're looking at different, whether you can get the heart-to-hearts or any kind of caladiums, are you getting an actual sprouted plant or are you getting the corms? Because if you get the corms, it takes forever, trust me. I've done it for a couple of years. It takes forever for them to get to this point right here. So we have those available online. So let me put this down right quick. Yes, so lots of things happening. It is definite go time. So, and we have got so many plants to stick in the ground, but it is a great problem to have. We're very excited. We're incredibly blessed. And so come to the nursery, walk through the gardens. If you see a weed, pull a weed. If you see a tulip, pull a tulip. I'm telling you, we'll take any little bit of extra help we can get right now. But anyway, y'all, we will continue with the plantings here. It is going to be an absolutely gorgeous season. And of course, as always, we so appreciate all of your love and support. If you have found this fun, informative, and inspirational, we would love it if you would like and subscribe to Garden Creekside. That way you do not miss any of those 5 videos that we do each and every week. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, sweet friends.